Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button. Get that bell notification on too so you don't miss out on the next episode of Brockton County, an Ontario themed city. And make sure to hit that like button too. The like button helps with the channel a lot. And next week we are back in Fort Perry where we had just did a bunch of rail stuff in that city. And we've been doing a lot of rail stuff in this city. Last episode, I said we would be doing the Concerts DLC. However, after looking at some of the comments on Monday's video, it seems that there's a lot more things to do with the rails that I've kind of put off for too long. And it's about time that we, complete some of the rail things we've been discussing for, in some cases a little over a few months. So I'm going to put off the Concerts DLC until the next time we're in Brockton County, because it's just going to be one episode where we'll dive into all the concert stuff. It's not going to be too long. I mean, some of us have already seen the Concerts DLC stuff. If you haven't seen the Concerts DLC stuff, it's awesome. I love it, but it's not going to take us like the whole week or anything like that, which is why I was originally planning on squeezing it into this week, but the theme of the past few weeks in City Skylines on this channel has been trains, so let's just stick to it, So we're following one of our new passenger trains down across our rail system. It's going to the airport, this one. And you saw back in Dean Hills, that town that we passed. I added a new junction to kind of mitigate some potential issues, like the X junctions right here, for example. That one doesn't seem too busy, so we're not going to really touch on that one. However, there are a few other places on the map where we need to do some tweaks. We need to continue building out the rails to the cargo airport, for example. And then there's also a passenger train station that I have put off for too long. And it's about time that we, get to that. So this is kind of the area where we're going to be building today in some regard. This is the oil industry out over here, and I think right about where we are right now, we're going to be getting a rail line going over top of this from the right to the left in order to get some cargo traffic or steal some cargo traffic on that line to help out this area altogether. So we're getting close to the airport, so I think I'll exit out of this view. Yeah, right about now. Okay, so this is where the train was going into this really busy, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was so busy, airport, which we've been doing for too long. So what's on the plate today? Well, we have our rail over here. We're going to bring it, there's a rail line right over here. We're going to bring it across and into Rosewood Square, and that's going to connect up into here. We're not going to connect up into this one. There's some issues with this asset in particular. It definitely has a bonus multiplier on it on popularity. So yeah, we're just going to not connect up to this any farther than it needs to be, and we're going to try to force rail traffic to come into this station instead, because this one is not that used for its location. So hopefully that helps out this, but we will see if it does, or we need to make further changes to this because this is just non-stop traffic, which is good. But hopefully this change will mean more traffic's coming through here and more trucks are moving stuff from this station into this, the freight area rather than utilizing the train first. So we'll see about that. So that's the first thing we're going to do. And then on the way back from that, we're going to run a line over top of here that's going to swing into this area over here because, poor planning on my part, but way back in the day when we started this city, pretty much, we have a lot of flip-flopping of passenger and cargo systems. So that's something I'll definitely look at improving in our future cities. But, it's a good challenge right now. So we need to make sure that there's a cargo connection that comes over from this side and gets into this station, mainly because we could just connect it up right here. However, we're trying to mitigate any potential issues with X junctions right here. So we have two lanes coming through. And right now, if we were to run everything off of this, we would have a lot of crossover here with some cargo rail. And you don't, just to mitigate that issue, it's just one simple connection. But otherwise, the trains will be able to go over here and into this area. And then let's take a look at what I was just doing off camera. And that is, what I did was I elevated this portion of the rail right here, and we fly over top of this whole junction for a bit of a cargo bypass. We even bypassed this station. So in order to make sure that we have that connection still, as you just saw, we do have a cargo connection still underneath here to get to the cargo line in particular, but it is causing some backups. But it wasn't before I started recording. I was very hopeful. I think we might need to do a bit of tweaking with the priority signs over here, but otherwise it seemed to be flowing okay. I don't know why that train wasn't going. Yeah, and then this one actually wasn't connected up, so good eye on you all for catching that. But let's head down this way. We have another rail connection that we're going to make from over here. We're just going to make the bridge. I think it'll be the last thing we do into this area, because eventually when we build up this area of Strathcona, we'll want a rail connection over here. And then if we're back over here, so here's the rail line over into the orange tree. I'll look at maybe improving some of this, but we also want to get the passenger rail system that we've been talking about for a little while right in here. So right by the zoo, we're going to get a train station, maybe over this side, I don't know. This is the passenger line, on the other side is the cargo line, so it'll be just a quick little squeeze in. And why don't we start with that? So this is a suggestion from JMWZ that's been in the works for a long time. It's been a long time since we come back to the zoo. So yeah, we really should have done this earlier. So we're gonna get it over here mainly because we have the cable car stop over here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of move these parking lots, place the station right in here, and we'll create walking paths so pedestrians will have to go through this. But pretty much if you're traveling over here, you can get off at the station, hop in the cable car, take a nice view of the elephants, and then hop into our one of our metro hubs over here, or transit hubs, sorry, not metro. We have taxis, we have buses, we have trams. So yeah, it'll be a good little spot. So yeah, let's start off by taking these. We're just gonna move them. Let's move them right in here. This is just more like employee parking. Is when we the idea when we kind of started this, but all good. So I think we'll run the train station off of Pierce Street right here, because this junction isn't exactly the most useful for or isn't exactly the greatest. So let's just kind of come off of this really quickly. I'll move it really shortly after this, and then we'll run it right beside the security gate. Let's just bend it down. Oh, missed one. Slide that over. Oh yeah, I forgot this asset has trees in it, so we'll have to just do a bit of move it magic. Yeah, that works. I'm actually going to change the road here. I think this could use a better road than the industrial road. And we'll swing right out like that. Yeah, so let's go with the asymmetrical road right here. And then we'll do the same thing over here and over here. Okay, we don't really need it on the other ones, though it wouldn't hurt just to have that there. And then over here as well. Doesn't hurt. And then we'll set up these junctions really quickly with some dedicated turning lanes. This is straight, and no, we don't want it like that. We want it like that. Okay, yeah, that works out pretty good. I actually think we should add a node in here. So let's go into node controller, add a node, and then let's get out of node controller and we'll flip this one around. Okay, let's go back. Let's actually switch that node up a little bit think we make it a middle node. It doesn't really work. Nope. Let's go with custom. Nope. Bend. There we go. I want the little design in there. And then we'll just make this a basic road over here. We could go with trees. That could be nice. It might help blend in some of these trees on this asset. But I think we'll allow parking over here, so we'll just do that. And there won't be... The cars will have to go through this checkpoint. Even though I don't really think that's necessary, but it is kind of a security gate in a way. So we're kind of bypassing the security gate nature of this. Though maybe we could actually instead get that connection in over here. Yeah, and then we'll get the pedestrian connection on this side because it doesn't really... Like, people are going to be using this beyond the zoo, right? Yeah, okay, let's delete these. Sorry about that. Let's just, call them quick little mulligan on that. It didn't take too long. And, sometimes you got to build it before you realize the potential issue here. So we'll extend this out to about there. And then we'll grab the industrial road again. And we'll just, place it back. Pretend this never happened. I don't mind keeping those though. That's okay. And then we'll go into node controller here and we'll just say that is a middle node. There we go. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. So we're gonna move this crematorium and let's move it into a better location. Let's put it right here. And that's going to take out some of the zoning here. So we'll just, look to clean that up a little bit. There we go. We'll leave that. Let's actually make this commercial instead of industrial. That should be fine. And then we'll delete this, take out the zoning, and then we'll probably actually have to delete this building as well. Take out the zoning, and let's get that asymmetrical road. We'll do that. And I'll just move it here. I'll swing this out. Like so. Yeah, we'll swing it out a bit farther. Let's actually add a node in. That'll help us out a lot. Okay. There we go. And then we'll just look to readjust that ever so slightly. That works. And let's also upgrade this piece right here. And let's make this one 4 lanes. We'll leave this one because I feel like bus stops kind of glitch out sometimes. Well, we could just move the bus stop then. Silly me. Let's grab that. Pause the game. Let's grab the bus stop. Let's move the bus stop back a little bit. There we go. And then what I'll do is I'll just take our asymmetrical road. Pause the game. There we go. And what a great location for that with the path there. Okay, so let's go into Traffic Manager really quickly. There we go. And let's get that passenger train station. So I don't suspect this is going to be a very large train station. So I don't know if we really need to go into any of the content creator ones. We already kind of have the bypass rail in a way. There shouldn't be too much on here. It's not going to be an intercity rail at all. So we'll just get the basic train station over here. Let's place it. Actually, you know what? If we get this one, I think this one lines up a little bit nicer, doesn't it? Yeah, with the angle of the rail that we're on and then positioning of the road network, this one actually works quite well. Okay, let's place it right here. I'm gonna pause the game. Oh, we were already paused. Let's delete these rail lines. Yeah, let's delete these rail lines up to about here. And we'll just reposition them. Okay. So let's run a line parallel. Another one parallel. All right. And we have the restrictions in other locations. The restrictions for these lines are actually way down over here, so it shouldn't be a problem. Then let's connect up this one, and then let's connect up this one. All right, now let's just grab some move it, and this bypass line, I would like it to be pretty much just right up against it. And then this is the cargo line. Push this one right up against it. All right, and then we'll just play with, you know, holding Alt down, making sure that these lines are pretty smooth. Alrighty, almost done. That should be good. Let's actually just take this one and we'll reposition that one ever so slightly. Okay, so let's hook up this rail line. Let's run it a little bit farther, like that. We'll do the same thing, so one node out and then one node in, and we'll just clean that up as well. So we've already used this. We've already used this this rail line here before, or this rail station, but I think this one works pretty nicely. It's pretty cool. Okay, so let's go into here and let's grab, add a stop, and then we'll add another stop over here. So this green train line is train line 3, and train line 3 goes from Dean Hills all the way down over here, and now it stops at the zoo, and then it continues all the way down, and then it goes to here, which is the Bathurst Lake District. And look at that, it's the same station, so it's kind of a theme, I guess. But I don't know, that the angle of that just works so perfectly. We could not do that one. Yeah, okay, so that works out fantastically. I think the next issue would be trying to figure out how we get, how we fix this bridge, because right now what we have is we have cargo on this side, passenger on this side, and then we get to this side of the river, and we have passenger on this side and cargo on this side. So let's just delete this whole bridge and start afresh. Start anew. All right. So we have a couple options. Our first option would be to, you know, cross them over, which is okay with me. Simple. I think that we would probably have the passenger line go up, and we'll have the cargo line go, you know, stay more on the ground level. So why don't we do that? So we'll go right up against the bridge here. We'll try to line it up perfectly with this intersection. Or actually the bridge, sorry. I think that one's as close as we can get. And we'll go into bridge mode. And we'll line it up just with that. Actually, yeah, bridge mode. Okay, and then we'll go back down to ground level. Just like that. Okay, it's pretty clean. We don't need any crossover because, you know, it's cargo and passenger, so it doesn't really matter. Then let's grab all these nodes right here. I'll say I get to the same height as the bridge over here. I think that should be clean enough. Alrighty, and then I'm going to grab this node and we're just going to snap it back a little bit. This one I'll readjust in a similar manner. Alright, now we're going to go into the network multi-tool, and we're going to slope this from here to here, just to make sure that everything's clean. There we go. And then from right about here, let's actually grab this node and we're going to back it up a little bit. Let's start raising this one up. So this one I want to be at that height right there. Then what we'll do is let's go into freeform really quickly. And I know there was a suggestion that maybe the parallel tool would work for the stacking bridges here. I don't know if it does. Let me know if you've had an experience with that, because unfortunately I don't really know. grab this, slide it right over top of this node right here. Then we'll just try to clean this up as best we can. Okay, this one we're going to swing out a little bit. That works great. Actually, I think maybe we should just swing this one right out to here. Have a bit of a cleaner, yeah, a bit cleaner, you know. Okay, that works with me. Let's grab this one and we'll pull this one out over here so that those are connected a little bit better, at least. Alrighty, and now we'll run with the elevation. Okay, we're connected up to that one. Let's go straight. We'll run right up to here. I'm going to slightly go askew. There we go. And then now I'm going to bring it back over and place it right on top of the bridge piece. And we'll just readjust this with move it so that it's just right over top. And one more. Okay, fantastic. Alrighty. So now we're over here. Yeah, this is getting a bit high. So luckily we're using the passenger rails, right? Which, you know, probably the trains are a bit more powerful. Alrighty, so let's go with this one right from here. Actually, let's start from this side. Go right off of this. And, you know, I think we have enough distance. Back down. And then, yeah, let's split off from here. Node snapping. Okay. Yeah, this works out pretty nicely. Let's just pull this node out so we can kind of see the differences. And then this one, we need that underneath piece. Fantastic. So we'll swing this one out. We'll connect that just on the side there. And that means this one should probably be a bit more askew than it is. But we'll try to play with it. Alrighty. So let's go into the network multi-tool. Let's go into slope. We already are there. Let's grab from there and let's slope it down to this junction and then right into here. 3.6 is pretty steep. Then we'll do the same thing to this junction and we'll slope it down into here. It's not too bad. I bet we could actually raise this all together. So let's just grab this. Let's raise it up. Too bad there. We'll fix the road momentarily. And then let's actually do it right now, because I think we're going to need those nodes. Alrighty, so let's grab the rail. Let's say set height to that. Just wondering about any potential glitchiness happening. It seems like we're at least okay. And let's redo some of those slopes now. So, wrong tool. Network multi-tool. Let's go from there to this junction to here. To here. 2.6, so we did save a little bit. And then we'll go from here to the junction. And we'll go all the way over to here this time. 2% is pretty nice. Let's elevate that rail. Oh, let's get out of this picker. There we go. Elevate. And we'll elevate these pieces too. Maybe that'll help clean it up a little bit. Yeah. This is a little bit glitchy because of the terrain. So we'll see if we can clean it up a little bit. Just a little bit, you know. I'll get it to this height. See if that fixes anything over there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, you know, not too bad. Not too bad at all. And, you know, by no means are we done with trains in this city after this. There is for sure going to be other things going on that we need to play with the trains. I think it looks pretty good. probably some node controller stuff that we need to do to help this out a little bit, like squaring that node. Let's drag this back to here. Drag this one back. Especially with these elevated junctions, it's very tricky to get clean looking. Slope that one too. But I mean, I think it worked out, right? All together. Now let's go with back to the sloping tool. Let's slope from here down to here. Yeah, not too shabby. Okay. So there's a bit of zoning we can do on here. I mean, this is a train station, so I think we should get some commercial activity over here. Oh, a bit of an autosave. Let's get a nice big building over here. And we need to run a couple pedestrian connections. So let's go into pave path, and we'll just get a nice quick little connection. Let's turn node snapping off. Just stuff like that. That should be good enough for people over on that side. We'll run a dirt path connection over here, and we'll run a dirt path connection from. Let's turn our guidelines off for this. From here, we'll just run it out, and then over, and we'll squeeze it right through here. And let's probably do this with freeform on. I'll swing this out. And in like that. Alright, pretty nice. So that'll help fill it out a little bit. And I'm sure people are going to start using this train station in the future. I mean, it looks pretty good. I like how it works out. We've managed to keep the pedestrian and, or pedestrian passenger and cargo rail separate. And there we go, there's our first little train. So some glitchiness happening over here with the train station when we elevated it, but I mean, I don't know if there's really much I can do but that, especially because I can't choose the rail individually and I can't really seem to fill it in. We can try one more time. Let's go with the leveling tool. I'll grab that. Now I'll play with it off camera to see if we can fix it, perhaps just resetting it, leveling the ground first. And it looks like people are actually using it already, so that's fantastic to see. People are, yeah, it looks like people are coming from over here. So great suggestion in the comments for this. That was wonderful. And we're about halfway through the episode, so let's dabble on over to the other side of the map. Now that we've done this, we split the rails. Everything looks to be a-okay. And we'll swing all the way down over here to this spur line that we started. This spur line is going to go all the way over to the airport, but we have to cross over a bunch of roads. Let's see. So we're going to get it right into here. We got to cross over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 roads. So let's start on this side, because I think this is going to be the trickier part, especially since we're going to be having this this train probably slightly elevated going through a flight zone. Just going to pause right here. And we're back. Sorry about that. Had to take a phone call really quickly. All right, so I forget where we were, but we're going to take this rail line over top of this, or underneath, or something. We'll figure it out. We need to scooch all this down a little bit, and then we're going to go across here. So let's start with that. Yeah, so we are pretty tight over here. We could probably drop this down, so let's try doing that first. So let's pause the game. Let's grab this to make sure we're not grabbing anything else. Let's hold control here, and let's just click page down, sink this down into the ground. Nothing too crazy because of this, apparently. So looks like there's an extra node over here. Let's just scooch that over, like so. And then let's actually try to add in a node over here so that we can get some cleaner lines. Let's bring this forward. Yeah, is this... I'm trying to figure out what this is on this side. I guess we could say that they come in right here. So I think we're fine over here. It is a bit wonky, but I think we'll be okay. And there's some trees, so we should probably get rid of those. Let's get rid of them all the way through here. All right. So I think that's a good start. Let's grab, move it. And let's grab this one and we'll scooch it down a little bit. And hopefully that didn't mess up too much. There is a commercial building over here. I think we can get rid of that. Especially with the way the slope is now. Doesn't really work. So let's grab this and let's square the intersection. I think it's going to be a bit better. And let's just fix this really quickly because it seems to be funky. Alright. It's working. Let's not play with it again, Steven. Alright, so let's see. We have a couple bypass lanes over here. But most of it is a train yard. So let's do this. We'll make sure we have our guidelines on. Node snapping was on, nice. Go right from here, and then we'll go right into elevated. So we definitely need to continue working on that. Then we'll go back to ground level here. And we'll bypass that, and we'll connect it in. Actually, let's run 2 lines. That's gonna be a bit easier to do. So let's turn node snapping off. Let's go into elevated. Go elevated, please. Go right beside it. There we go. Let's grab both of these. And then let's raise this up until we achieve a sufficient height. That seems to be pretty good. And I think we can work with this. So let's go down into here. And we'll fix this. We'll realign that. And let's grab, whoops, this, and we'll connect them together. Alrighty. And since this is a rail yard, let's just extend, oh come on, ground level. There we go. Let's just extend this out a little bit farther. Ah, yeah, I was supposed to get some assets, some ploppable assets. I haven't done that yet. Perhaps I can get that for Fort Perry. I'm gonna clean this section up off camera, but it works. Yeah, that's horrible. I'll clean that up so that this second line right here is a cleaner connection in, and then we'll have the rest of the yard running off of that. I just don't have time today. All right, so let's probably stay at that height. I don't think it. Yeah, I mean, what we could do is we could create like a bit of a an elevated system, like a terrain with some ballast and stuff. I think would be the terminology for what would be supporting it. Sometimes you see this. Okay, let's bring it right to about right here. Probably be a lot cheaper to do this than it would be to, you know, have it all elevated all the way. So we'll bring it out to about here. We'll drop the road down afterwards. I guess I should be doing this with the parallel road tool. I always forget. Okay, so we need to cross this one too, right? Yeah. Bring it right to there, and then bring it right to here. Alrighty, and then we'll go back to elevated one last time. Alright, and before we go any farther, let's adjust the road. So let's find a node. Let's put it underneath the bridge here, and then let's lower it till we get our desired height. That's pretty good. What is the desired height? Well, you know, it's really there's no science to it. I'm sure it's like 8 or something like that, 8 meters. Well, I think in real life it's like 6.5 meters. Let's bring it to here. I don't know though. I could be forgetting. 6 feet. 6 feet? No, it's more than that. We use both feet and meters, the imperial and the metric system in Canada. It is confusing sometimes. We use the metric system, you know, colloquially. No, the imperial system colloquially, and then officially we use the metric system. Okay, so let's do that, and then kind of rushing a little bit, not gonna lie. And we'll bring this one right up to here. And then let's grab it again. There we go. And let's bring this one all the way out to there. That's pretty good. Alrighty, so we've separated them all the way this far. I don't really know if there's a need for us to separate them any farther. I mean, passenger rails might be using this as a bit of a bypass, right? In which case we could connect them up in that way over here as well. So we need cargo on the inside, which, where are we? Which kind of lines up with this. And then passenger on the outside. We take both of those roads. So passengers on the left. And it works up pretty well with this, but it doesn't work well with what we have over here. So we'll need to figure that out. Let's get this flyover first. So I think I want to get the connection right here. So let's go ground level. Let's do that. And now let's go elevated. And let's go with freeform. And we're at 5 height. Let's go up to about 14 here. That works pretty nicely. And we can readjust the height now that we're here. So let's grab this and this node. And let's just lower it ever so slightly. That's pretty good. And then I really want that ground piece that appears with the node sometimes. There we go. So let's do this. Let's bring it out to about here. That works fantastically. And there we go. We got that one. And we weren't using node snapping. Node snapping, there we go. Back to here. Let's connect up. And let's just clean this up really quickly. All right, and then we'll use the sloping tool, and we'll go from here to here. Click it in. It's not too horrible. Probably save on some height there. Maybe I'll do some tweaks a little bit, but we need to do a bit of tweaking right here to clean up this a little bit. Let's grab this. Let's actually make this a little bit lower. Maybe that'll help eliminate this glitch. Seems like we're actually connected, which is a good sign. So I think we'll just kind of leave it and allow for that overlap. And then we'll swing this out a little bit further. Yeah, okay, that'll work. And then we're gonna keep at this height, I guess. We're gonna swing out over here. And then I'm just gonna, you know, kind of figure out where we're gonna have to connect up. So it's gonna be something like that, isn't it? Probably even a bit farther. Yeah, I kind of like that. So I'm just gonna, yeah, we'll just keep it elevated a little bit farther to here, because right about here's where we're going to need to do a couple things. So we've connected it into the cargo rail on this side, but on this side, I don't think I'm going to get it to connect up on the cargo rail. We could, but I feel like if something's coming from this side of the map over here, it's easiest if it just goes in that direction or swings out into this station rather than having to come all the way over here and then going over on this side. I think we'll just run it off of that. We're not going to get an outside connection over here either, so I think we'll be fine living with that. When it comes to passenger though, I think we're going to need a little bit of a different approach. So we're going to go down to ground level here. And let's make sure we got node snapping on. We do. Let's swing out like that. And then we'll swing in like this. A nice simple little trumpet. Kind of. No, not trumpet. I don't really know the name of rail interchanges, to be honest. Okay, I think this is going to work out nicely. So this is more for intercity trains, really, than anything. And then we're going to go into elevated. Let's go straight. And we're definitely going to need to raise these two up to an appropriate height. However, we can also take the road here and sink that down again. And I think together that makes for an appropriate height. So let's do a bit of adjustment here. Take it to there. That works. 2%. That's actually really good. Very nice. Alrighty, and let's just do a quick slope adjustment by hand right here, just with that node. Alrighty, and now we need to get both of these to connect up somewhere right about here. So we'll go to ground level here, and then we'll swing out. Let's go into freeform. I'm just going to pause the game for the rest of this so that I can adjust this a bit better. Go right over top of this node. And then we'll split the nodes right here. Yeah. And... So cargo is on the inside. So it means passenger needs to be on the outside, so we'll have to run this passenger line underneath, right to here. And then this one will have to connect up right into here. So we'll have to do some adjustments, but we knew that already. Alright, so let's grab the rail, elevated. We'll upgrade all of that. And let's take this one, we'll set it to the ground level height. And then what we'll do is we'll do a bit of the sloping tool right here. Go from here all the way to here, slope that, 0.8. And then let's take this node and this node. Let's say get to that height. And then let's take them both and we'll adjust them. Oh, not with move it. There we go. Oh, wrong thing. There we go. Move it again. And we'll raise it up to that height. That's where we need it to be. Let's grab this node so we get that little marker there. We'll go back to the sloping tool. And we'll go from here all the way to here. We'll slope that. 0.4. That's fantastic. And we'll just do some readjustments. Okay, that's pretty clean. We'll leave the rest. So we're switching over sides again. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, and then from... Oh, we got a bit of a glitch right here. And then from here, all the way down to here, for example, we'll just slope that. And that tells me that we need to elevate a little bit more. Oh, it's this one. Whoops. Elevate, rail. There we go. And yeah, so we're good over here. I'm gonna use the parallel road tool momentarily. And let's do that right now. So from here, all the way to here. And then I want it in the other direction, plus or minus. Oh, and then to switch sides, need to... Whoops. Was that it? Did it work? It did not work. Silly me, I think I did something differently. Oh, there we go. We are on the opposite side now. Okay, strange. Click it in, and we're using a road, apparently. So yeah, really watch out what you're doing, apparently. I thought I had clicked rails last. Alright, let's try that again. Make sure we actually click rails. There we go. Parallel road. We'll run it from here all the way over to here. Come on. There to here. There we go. And we'll do the rest of the connections by hand. So let's go ground level. Oh, a lot of this was elevated. Wow, I really messed up, didn't I? Not necessarily, because over here we need it to be raised. So we'll leave that, and then we'll go back down to ground. Get all this to be ground level. And then we're back over top of the road here. So we preemptively did that, which is nice. And then back down to ground. Alrighty, looks good with me. We'll just fix these roads really quickly. So let's find that road node. The road node. And we'll lower that. A little bit more, probably. And then we'll take both of these. We'll raise it up a little bit more. So we have an appropriate height. That works. And then now we're going to go back to the sloping tools. So let's start with the road. We'll go from there all the way to here. That's parallel road tool, Steven. Sometimes I just assume it knows what I want, which is not always a good thing. And there we go, 0.9%. We'll try to get a similar slope all the way over here, but it's a lot farther. So 0.6, that's actually pretty good. And then we'll go over to the rails here. We'll go from here all the way over to here. I think that was about where we had the last slope, so that works. And we'll set this slope all the way over to here. Wow, okay. Really bungled that one. Let's go elevated. There we go. Okay. And we'll do this road next. So this one, let's grab this node actually. We'll swing it underneath the bridge. It's just a quick way of doing it. It's a bit cleaner if you do it with 2 nodes, to be honest with you. But this is just a quick way of doing it. Okay, we got these nodes here, and then same with these ones over here. So this is a bit of a bigger bridge. And we'll raise this one up. I think that's really all we need. It's more than enough. Let's actually bring this road back up a little bit. Okay, and then we'll do the road first. And we'll swing this one out all the way over to about this length. 1.1%, that's not too shabby. And we'll swing this one all the way over to here. Hey, look at that. Fantastic. And then we'll do the same thing from here to here. So I guess this is an elevated section portion of the rail. There we go. And then we'll do the next part momentarily. So let's go into curved mode here. Let's make sure we're on ground level this time, Steven. And then let's just go out at 180 degrees to a rough, even portion right here. And then I'll connect it up just like so. I'll do the same thing. Actually, let's just do the parallel road tool. It's going to be a bit easier to do. So parallel from here to here. There we go, just like that. And then we'll use the final little piece to connect it in manually, because it doesn't connect up with nodes that previously that exist in those situations. And then what we'll do is we'll take this, we'll go back to the slope, and we'll go from here all the way over to here, so it's a bit too far. There we go. Fantastic. And then same thing from here all the way over to here. All right, pretty good, pretty good. And then this flows well, so the passenger lines, or the bypass line, because that's what we're assuming it is, because any passenger rail that does sneak onto these tracks, like intercity trains, will have to come up through here. And perhaps we can work on this in the future, but I know we've run out of time. So this area could use some future development, but we're gonna leave trains for now. We'll get into some individual projects next week, because this is a quick simple thing. I might even just do it off camera, to be honest. And then we have passenger, cargo. They follow each other all the way over here. And passenger, cargo, and then they flip. Passengers on this side, and then the intercity trains can do that. We have this flyover for cargo. And I'm seeing now that I probably should have connected it up a little bit closer, so over here. So I'll just do that off camera because we've run out of time. So I'm gonna take this junction, put it back over here, eliminate any nodes, because it's just a bit too close. And I didn't realize that when we built it. So if you noticed that, kudos to you. And we missed one. Oh my god. So this one is for cargo, I believe, though I will connect it up to both just in case. So let's so we don't need to connect it on going in this direction, just need to connect it up over here. So I think easily enough, I think what we'll have to do is connect it onto this one, and then we'll have to have a merging point somewhere over here. That's probably the best way to do this. So we'll just swing it out like so. Very nice. And then what we'll do is we'll just slope this. So from here all the way over to just say here, because it's not that much. Slope that. And we'll have to we'll get rid of some of these nodes actually. And then we'll pull this one over. Okay. And over in this section over here, I'll get a cross point. So what I'll do is I'm going to remove, it's not the most efficient, but if it's just like one train every now and then, it works. So what you do is you just take a spot with no nodes, and you know what? You don't do that. You don't do that either. Okay, so you gotta make sure that node snapping is off. And okay, let's remove these nodes we just placed. This one is funky. What the heck? Alrighty, and then from here, node snapping is off. We'll connect in. So trains from this side can easily go onto that side, and then down the way, let's do the same thing. So let's go into code controller, remove these. Oops, back over to roads, and then we'll do it from the other direction, even though it really works just by having one. I like having two. And you know, if any trains run into this area and they need to get to the other side, it works. You can also do limits, but I feel like this is just a cleaner way of doing this, because otherwise we'd have to, like, you know, fly over again or something like that for a cargo. So I think in this case, this works out pretty nicely. And yeah, so we've done a lot of rail today, this week. Let me know what you think. I think we'll be doing maybe some rail in Fort Prairie, actually, this week, or next week, I guess. But I haven't fully decided what we're going to be doing yet, but I'll catch you in the next one. So let's see. So we did this, swung it all the way over here, connected all these up. This whole rail junction should flow properly now. Let's just go into this view. Yeah, seems like we've done a pretty good job at improving our rail network in these few videos. And over here we get another one of these stacked portions, and looks like there's a bit of a glitch. So I'll just try to fix that really quickly. Come on, move it. Let's get it to the same height as that. There we go. So we have another stacked portion right here. It seems to be flowing pretty well with the cargo right underneath it right now. And then we get over into here where we already have a ton of people. Oh my gosh. Holy moly. We're gonna need to do some work on this. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, folks. Talk to you in the next one. Peace out.